Okay, so with less than 2 weeks before the election, I'm gonna do bullshit Fox News claims part two Trump era. Um, Starting with Sean Hannity claimed that the Republicans were always nice to the Obamas. If you discount birtherism, calling him a Muslim, saying he's a Marxist, socialist who's gonna take away your guns, force you to gay marry your neighbor, let MS-13 move in, just all these sorts of conspiracy theories. Also, how they just had a tantrum about the fact that Michelle Obama showed her arms one day in one of those kind of dresses, that women wear. Also, they claimed that American taxpayers were paying for Michelle, whatever the Obama daughters' international spring break trips, even though that was false. Yeah, also look at all the claims they made in my first video, which I will link. Sean Hannity, also claimed in a way that sort of disregards what he said about respecting Obama, that the anti-Muslim travel ban judge did weed and blow with Obama in law school, which is why the travel ban was overturned. No, they have repeatedly called before Trump got goody goody with before he fell in love with Kim Jong Un. They called for all-out war with North Korea to nuke it, even if millions die, and also to wipe it off the face of the earth. They This one dumbass blondie chastised the GOP for not repealing Obamacare. They argued that pre-existing conditions shouldn't be protected. They mocked diplomacy as unicorns and hugs. The woman who was part of that segment reminded me of Darth Malgus from, which I think the book Deceived, where he views peace, where a nation that is at peace grows complacent and therefore weak, and that's what they think.
Turns out, when it comes to bombing countries or sending advisors to countries or drone striking countries, Congress is a girl who just can't say no. But when it comes to cooperating with countries, treaties, hold on there. What are you doing, mister?
Sean Hannity and his all-white panel declared that Fox isn't racist, neither are Republicans. Again, birtherism. They attacked Obama's for going on vacation to deflect from the GOP's healthcare disaster. Oh shit, Trump Care failed to, which by the way was horrible. Trump Care failed to pass, so well, they're going on vacation. Attack them for that. They said that the Secret Service should kill Snoop Dogg. Look, I don't listen to any of his rhymes outside of Brett Bell's. I don't listen to Snoop Dogg's music, but Snoop Dogg is awesome. Leave him alone. Jeanine Pirro warned of uprising if Trump family are indicted. Oh, and Donnie Douchebag Jr. is worried that as soon as Trump loses, his family will be indicted. Here's hoping. Brian Kilmeade said that the special prosecutor needed to end the Mueller investigation immediately. Look, regardless of what you thought, the investigation needed to happen because the FBI did say, yes, the Russians did interfere in our election. We need to ascertain if Trump was guilty of that, of collusion. And lo and behold, despite what Trump says, he was not exonerated. It's just like these people lie to me so fucking much, I can't tell who's guilty of what, other than perjury. Robert Jeffress, the pastor of the Fox News, doesn't want too much compassion for immigrants. Just basically fuck them. He also claimed that we don't live in North Korea, so don't ever protest injustice. Meaning, well, there are countries that have it worse than us, so you should never protest. There are countries that have it better than us, like Scandinavia, most of Europe. So why don't we copy what they got? They claimed, what's the motivation that if we give people health care, why would they be healthy? They're basically assuming that all healthcare is about is basically how you eat, how you take care of yourself. Yeah, because give someone health care, they would deliberately go out and just reckless driving. They would recklessly get shot. They would go out to the black neighborhoods and say the N word because their health care would be paid for it. That's the motive. People want to be healthy. Now, are there some people who give up and don't care, who eat unhealthily? Some of it, whether it be because they don't care or the mental issues, yes. But Tommy Lauren claimed that black liberals are trying to resegregate America. Okay, now if you have a problem with some black people at Harvard who wanted blacks only um, graduation ceremonies, okay, yes. But black liberals on average don't want to resegregate America. So fuck off, Tommy Lauren. I'm gonna shoot off some a bunch of Stuart Varney bullshit. He wants to lower the minimum wage. Waiters getting $15 an hour is a tragedy. That would be a blessing. Because my sister, I don't know if she's working now because she just had her third kid, but she was a waiter, and she does definitely deserve more than she got paid for. Job guarantee bills is immoral because he hates the homeless and he hates taxes. He raged against a tax on Amazon to help the homeless. New York elites disrespect Trump. Well, no, they don't, because the elites like Trump because he lowers their taxes, and anyone who has any respect for themselves disrespect Trump. The military is underfunded. We pay more for our military than the top 10 countries combined. Our military is overbloated. I mean, you cut it by 50%, and we'd still spend more than any other country. He was outraged by paid time off. He called Venezuela a danger to the U.S. Have you seen the state of Venezuela? First of all, they say, oh, it's a failed state. Venezuela's a failed state. People are lining for food. And then on the next, they're like, it's a danger to us. Go back to Britain, Stuart Varney. I'm not in favor of deporting legal immigrants, but if I was, he'd be the first to go. He claimed there was no recession on the horizon, and that was before COVID. $15 an hour is bad politics. Now, one of Joe Biden's pledges is he's going to do $15 an hour. Now, that obviously wouldn't be that wouldn't just sell it for me. It's like, oh, $15 an hour, then I'm voting for Joe Biden. No, but that is a good start. $15 an hour, most people support that. He made college admissions scandal about anti-Trump petty politics, something that Trump had nothing to do with. We said, I bet these women, the people who reported this, don't like Trump. He just made it about politics when it wasn't about politics. It's like, come on, dude. I made a video about it. He attacked the Pope for not being right-wing enough. Oh wait, this is where the Varney part ends. So, Republican, the Fox News attacked the Pope. You get it. Oh, Varney did claim that billionaires are victims. Billionaires can never be the victims unless they're violently attacked. Other than that, they are never victims. Oh, the Charles something, the black guy with the square head, claimed that billionaires are victims. I mean, that you can be poor with $100 million. They praise Sean Hannity praises Trump when the market is good, but when it's bad, he blames Obama. It's a trend. Not a specific incident, but it's a trend. But he did say that Pirro blamed Obama for Rob Porter beating his wife. Tucker Carlson claims that the left resents their fathers, loves dictators, and hates America. I love America. That's why I criticize it, because I wanted to change for the better. I don't like dictators. That's why I hate Trump. And while I do got my problems with my dad, I love him. I don't resent him. I texted him a couple days ago, said, love you, Dad. And he said, love you too, son. That's bullshit. That's basically like Bill Maher. Like Bill Maher sometimes throws in some millennial bashing. This is just straight up left bashing. They blame the Parkland shootings on lack of prayer and, you guessed it, porn. and also video games. They said to bomb Syria to distract from Comey's new book. Or we could not bomb Syria. Hannity praised Trump for ending the successful and brilliant and good Iran deal. They claim that Hillary secretly arranged the meeting with Donnie Douchebag Jr. and the Russian spy trying to get information on Trump. That's the dumbest conspiracy theory. Well, not the dumbest, but that's the dumbest anti-Hillary conspiracy theory I ever heard, other than Pizzagate. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Trump gave us relative world peace. Yeah. Still in Iraq, still in Afghanistan, still bombing 9 different countries. Yeah, world peace. Right. Oh, they got real triggered over anti-ICE jokes. You know, the whole facts can't have much feelings. Take a joke, liberals. Got mad over jokes about anti-ICE. Sean Hannity begged Mueller suspects and witnesses to destroy evidence. I believe that's witness tampering. Something like that. Laura Ingraham called the Trump concentration camps summer camps. Most people are at summer camps are there willingly, and usually they don't die, don't get sexually, well, sometimes they get sexually abused. Okay, don't get sexually abused by the government, and they also don't have forced hysterectomies. Varney advocated inflicting pain to reduce the debt, including cutting social safety net programs. No. Fox News, they all claim to be Christians, and isn't Christians supposed to be about helping the poor? I mean, Jesus himself said,
"Thou wilt be perfect. Go, and so that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come, and follow me."
Tucker Carlson and Lou Dobbs both claim that Trump is a pragmatic centrist instead of the far-right lunatic, narcissistic, megalomaniac psychopath that he is. Oh, they said to fire kneeling NFL players because they don't like it when people protest. Ever. Laura Ingraham compared Medicare for All to free scooters. You don't need a scooter. You need health care. Laura Ingraham claimed that Fox News treated Michelle Obama with respect. Lost their shit because she showed her arms, claimed that she was forcing socialism and communism on her kids. I even heard some people claim that she was trans. Not that there's anything wrong with being trans, but a lie. Okay, maybe not Fox News claiming that last one, but definitely Michelle Obama was just as disrespected as Barack. And look, I don't like them anymore, but still, I don't believe in smearing them. Oh, Lou Dobbs claimed that George W. Bush was a liberal. Pro-torture, pro-war. Tried to get an amendment to ban gay marriage. Oh, tax cuts for the rich, like up the ass. Patriot Act. Yeah, that's pretty right-wing. Yeah. Varney advocated not giving a shit about 40% about Americans struggling to make ends meet. Yep. They claimed that a Kavanaugh doubleganger assaulted Dr. Ford. I am very skeptical about almost everything, including the concept of doppelgangers. I'm even skeptical about ghosts. Like, I believe they exist, but I don't believe every ghost story. Like, Amityville, haunted, but the Lutzes, fake. I mean, you saw that photo with the little boy in there. Creepy shit. They gave advice for winning midterms in 2018. Admit the GOP were right. We're the Democrats. Why would we? How are we going to win by saying the opposing party is right? Fox News has demanded civility from Democrats, yet Jeanine Pirro once called us Democrats demon rats.
Name calling. That hurt my feelings. You sanctimonious, fanatical prick.
They claim that Maxine Waters' criticism of Wall Street as racist. Does that make sense? They claim that voting early is fraudulent and Stalinesque. I voted early. I voted by mail early. I voted early to vote for Bernie in the primary. Not fraudulent. How is voting early Stalinesque? Like how? I would love them to explain how that logic. They mocked AOC for having rent problems. In other words, they mocked her for not being rich when she was Congresswoman elect. Just got elected. Not rich, ain't got a lot of money. Used a lot of her money for her election. Had problems, and they mocked her for it. They also claim that church is the best place to get shot. Please.
I always say if you're going to get shot, do it in a hospital.
That's page 1, and that air conditioning feels so good. One thing I love about America, we got air conditioning. Oh, they fearmonger this. The spokeswoman for the NRA went on there and fearmongered over very popular gun reform. Background checks, universal background checks. Ain't that bad. They do in other countries. People die they claim that they had a cop get on there and claim that people die every day from pot overdoses. I may not smoke weed like some of my friends do, as much as they do. I have smoked weed, and I once hit a bong really bad, but I didn't die. I had a horrible pain in my chest, but it was followed by the best high I ever had. No one in recorded history has died from marijuana overdose. They also claim that weed is a gateway to meth. Really? I've been doing weed since 2017, and I've never wanted to do meth. They attacked Elizabeth Warren for drinking a beer. Now, I don't like beer. I'm not a fan of alcohol, but you know what? As long as she's not like on the job, like as long as she's not on the Senate going, court of order. As long as she wants to have a beer, have a beer. Especially it was at her own home with her husband. They claim that burning fossil fuels improves the environment. Burning fossil fuels is the reason we have climate change problems. They claim that food stamp recipients watch porn all day. I've never been on food stamps, but I know people who are and have been, and they don't watch porn all day. Maybe they watch porn, when they're in the mood, but that's about it. They were triggered by Rashida Tlaib claiming, we're going to impeach the motherfucker, the decorum police. Like, they're all for supporting a president who says, knock the hell out of them, listen, you motherfuckers, you're not going to raise that fucking price. Who claims, fuck the law, I don't give a fuck about the law, I want my fucking money, just cusses. Maybe not as much as Rashida Tlaib. More than Rashida Tlaib does. She said one thing. And by the way, you know what? She kept to her promise. We impeached him. By the way, that's another one of those things. Laura Ingraham claimed technically Trump wasn't impeached. No, he was. I hate Nancy Pelosi, but she's right about one thing. Trump was impeached. May not have been removed, but he was impeached, and there's nothing he can change about that. Unfortunately, people have forgotten about it because, unfortunately, Americans have the memory of a goldfish. The Green New Deal would cause poverty, Sean Hannity claimed, even though they would create millions of jobs. They called photos of random Guatemalans a caravan. Just random Guatemalans. I haven't seen any of those caravans. They claim that Democrats moving left are deranged. I could say the same about Republicans moving right after the Tea Party movement are deranged. Idiots. They accused Ilhan Omar of anti-Semitism for slightly critiquing Israel. Israel isn't perfect. They're not God. You can criticize their policies all you want. It's called freedom of speech. Israel is not just immune. They've done some horrible shit, especially under right-wing nutjob Benjamin Netanyahu, who was indicted for corruption, by the way. Oh, they fearmonger about Venezuelan terrorism. Like, as if that's a thing. I actually made a video about this. With the Charles guy, they railed against fairness, like, oh, fairness shouldn't be taught in schools. They claim that Elizabeth Warren is a communist, even though she literally said that I am a capitalist to my bones. They blame taxpayers for getting smaller tax returns in Trump's tax cut. You know how much I saved from that tax cut? A penny. I saved 1 penny. That's all I saved. 83% went to the top 1%. They claim that Russian probe is nothing unlike Benghazi. I remember during the Obama years, someone actually said Benghazi, 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 as if he's trying to summon Beetlejuice. They claim that AOC paying her staff a living wage is communism and socialism. I bet they don't even know what that means. They don't even know what socialism or communism is. They just know some people, some old boomers, and silent generation don't like it, therefore it's bad. Now, they didn't say it, but, you know, that little scroll that at the bottom once said, Trump cuts aid to 3 Mexican countries. Wow. This really Christian guy got angry that schoolgirls were allowed to wear pants and not being forced to wear skirts. We need to go back to the days of the 1910s where girls knew their place and they wore cute, sexy skirts. Yeah, so I could look up their skirts. They claim that Americans will riot to protect private health insurance. Bullshit! I would riot to get rid of private health insurance and get a single-payer healthcare system, if that worked. They called Mike Huckabee went on there and called AOC a Manchurian candidate, and they didn't rebuke him for it. They claimed in court that the First Amendment gives them the right to lie. If you're going to claim that, then don't call yourself news. They also said that they're for the First Amendment, but don't like protesting. They had like Steve Mnuchin, the Mooch, on there, and they said, "Yeah, we're for the First Amendment, but it's like the Impractical Jokers. Well, they praised Trump's $1.7 billion loss in the '80s as impressive. I don't know. They debated about whether a life-saving baby medicine that costs $2 million is worth it, because profit is more important than saving babies. You know, the whole pro-life people, but soon as you're out of the womb, they don't give a shit about you. They're pro-birth, not pro-life. They claim, oh, of course, they claim that Dems want to kill newborn babies. No, we don't. It's just that we're pro-choice. Means we think that if you want to terminate pregnancy, that's your thing. Oh, they claim that Ilhan Omar is sharing national security info with our enemies. Tucker Carlson claiming that brown people becoming citizens is election hacking. Tumbling down the racist rabbit hole. They claim that Democrats are like Benito Mussolini and want to ban planes. Now, this banning plane thing is bullshit, but I'm actually insulted because, you know, of all the fascist people you could compare us to, you chose the weak Benito Mussolini. You know how many countries that he invaded and conquered without German assistance? 1, Ethiopia. Besides, I've seen Trump supporters act like black shirts. They claim that a war with Iran will be just like a video game, except you can't restart. You can't just oh, you died, therefore you restart. You can't restart a war. They say, praise God that you can work 3 or 4 hours and 3 or 4 jobs in America. Except you shouldn't have to. You should work one job and that pay the bills. Like it used to be. They claim that working until you die is a blessing. No, that's a curse. Retirement is sort of what you live to do. You work to do it, you work to retire. You work until you retire. God, I hate autism. It's a curse. They claim that McDonald's tips are great. As someone whose first job was McDonald's for 6 months in 2015, I never got any tips. No one gave me money other than my paycheck. I never got a tip. Never got a 20, never got a 10, never got a 5, never got a 1, nothing. Out of touch millionaires. That one guy claimed that kids definitely don't want to eliminate student loan debt. They want their student loan debt eliminated. Now, I guess what he's trying to say is people want to do it themselves. But you know what? When it's crippling student loan debt, I could have it forgiven right now, yes, do it. Now, I don't have any student loan debt. I never went to college. They blamed meanness in video games on mass shootings. Because the fact that it is so easy to get a gun, they're not allowed to talk about that. They casually dismissed 27 million Americans not having health insurance. They just casually dismissed it. They are triggered by pro-immigrant churches. They got pissed off that kids are being taught about climate change in schools. Lou Dobbs encouraged people to run over protesters like a psychopath. They claim that Tucker Carlson claimed that the Green New Deal is about banning cars and planes, even though there is literally no evidence. Maybe cutting back on their emissions. Cutting back on plane and car emissions is not the same as banning them. It just means more energy efficient. They literally used the words people shooting up marijuana. You know how you know someone is out of touch and has never done marijuana ever? When they say shit like people shooting up marijuana. I've done marijuana. I've smoked it many ways, but I've never shot it up. That's not how you do it. Oh, and I did a video about this. They claim that buying Greenland is quite a serious idea. They called AOC a Mark Levin, who I call Ballistic Hick. He went on this ranting tirade, yelling and calling AOC a Marxist, and then begged her for an interview. As Coughlin calls it, thirsty ass boomer. Tucker Carlson recently bragged that Bin Laden's niece is endorsing Trump. Don't care who you are. The one person you don't want an endorsement from is a relative of Osama bin Laden. I wouldn't even wish that on Trump. Oh, that's awful. Tucker Carlson also claims that America makes America dirtier. Again, tumbling down the racist rabbit hole. They claim that AOC's 70% marginal tax rates is like tax literally 70% on all Americans, and that it's redistribution of wealth, it's communism and all that, even though it is not. It's basically like you make this amount of money, you're taxed normally, but like after $10 billion or $10 million, you get taxed 70%. And also, we had 90% marginal tax rates in the 50s under Republican Eisenhower. Tucker Carlson also claimed that AOC is a nasty moron. Again, name call. Brian Kilmeade claimed that detention centers are basically house parties. I've seen videos and photos of the people in those concentration camps, and I don't see them having tequila shots or anything. Now, they didn't claim this, but it's by the El Paso shooters claim that Fox News inspired him to go into Walmart and kill Mexicans. They tried to They tied teaching evolutions to mass shootings. Teaching evolution leads to kids to want to. What? I don't even believe in evolution, at least for humans. They called Trump critics psychotic jackasses, Sean Hannity said. I could call anyone who blindly defends Trump a psychotic jackass. AOC is like a fire and brimstone preacher. Except them fire and brimstone preachers preach a lot of hate, and that's not what AOC does. I know it was a guest and they remanded him, but one of their guests called Greta Thunberg mentally ill. No, she's not. Rivera claimed that snitches get stitches. Wow. They claim that wealth tax hurts poor people in the middle class, even though that's literally not what it did. Bill Clinton raised taxes on the rich, and economy did better. It wasn't fixed, but it did better. And there was a lot of taxes on the wealthy during the 50s and the 60s, and America was doing great. They claim that the Democrats worship the pagan god of child sacrifice, Moloch. I don't think there's one person on earth that still worships Moloch. Maybe 2,000 years ago, but not anymore. They claim that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren want immigrants to come here and kill you. I've been to 2 Bernie rallies, and I've never heard him say anything about that. Oh, they flipped out when Zuckerberg said that no one deserves $1 billion. And yes, no one deserves $1 billion. No one. No one has ever done or been born in any way that makes them deserve $1 billion. One guy claimed that whistleblowers are like suicide bombers. He also claimed that criticizing Kanye West's politics is like slavery. Right, because criticizing someone's policies is the same as forcing someone to work in a cotton field. They attacked Colonel Vindman for testifying against Trump, I guess, because he's your commander-in-chief. Well, he did. He committed a crime. He got to testify. Martha McCallum, Jesse Waters, Greg Gutfield bragged about not tipping, and they complained about having to tip people. Like typical millionaires. They called whistleblower a spy and a double agent. They claim that poor millennials have poverty mindset. No, we just have a poverty problem. They reacted to one of Bernie's rallies with AOC with typical Venezuela, Cuba bullshit buzzwords. They're perpetuating a war that the war on Christmas still exists under Trump. And by the way, there's tweets out there of Donald Trump saying Happy Holidays and Barack Obama saying Merry Christmas. Eat shit. They killed support for the Green New Deal with their constant propaganda. They were triggered by OK Boomer in the way you would expect.
Okay, Boomer.
They begged people to not watch the impeachment hearings. Like, oh, please do not listen to the crimes that our president has committed. Just watch something else. They cheered on Trump's drug war escalation. They were actually stunned that half of America, when they found out that half of America wants Trump impeached, they were actually stunned about that. Yep. They claim that we are never leaving Afghanistan. Now, I'm one of those people who supports the Afghanistan war at the beginning, but we do need to leave now. Lou Dobbs claimed that Americans have an obligation to serve the President of the United States. Now, he said President of the United States. Now, I bet you when Joe Biden gets into office and someone says, hey, you said that people have an obligation to serve the president. What about now? He's like, oh, no, I meant Trump. Guess he's a partisan hack. Sycophant. Oh, they claim that Soleimani was an imminent threat to the U.S., even though he was literally dealing a death blow to ISIS. They got no evidence that he was ever a threat to us. No evidence. The Charlie guy attacked teachers for donating to Bernie. Yeah. Teachers donating their money to a politician that they like. I donated $200 to Bernie. Gonna come at me, bro? They claim that John Bolton is a tool for the radical left. John Bolton, who orchestrated Iraq, is a tool of the radical left. Just because he's anti-Trump doesn't mean he's radical left. There are Republicans who don't like Trump, like Lincoln Project, and just, I mean, hell, Mitt Romney voted to convict him on one of the charges. They claim that COVID-19 is a Chinese biological weapon and it was made in a lab. No, some Chinese moron decided to do an Ozzy Osbourne and he thought, I just brought the world to its knees. They downplayed the pandemic to defend Trump, like typical partisan hacks. They claim one woman, and she was suspended for it, but she claimed that COVID-19 is a Democrat's attempt to re-impeach Trump. He should be impeached for, 210,000 people dying. They claim that Kim Jong-un invented COVID-19. Even though it started in China? The lieutenant governor of Texas went on Fox News and said that grandma should sacrifice their lives for the gods of capitalism. One of the blondies complained about not being able to get her hair and nails done during the quarantine.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
This is serious.
I know. This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
They just won't admit that Pierre was drunk. Look, Pierre was drunk, okay? In one of her segments. Who cares? Don't have to lie about it. Just admit it. We're not going to believe you if, no matter how many times you deny it. We're going to say she looks drunk. And trust me, I've seen the video. She was drunk as hell. Just ham. She may have been able to say her words right, but she just looked drunk. Like, you can speak normally, but look drunk. Tucker Carlson claimed that AOC is the dumbest member of Congress. Pretty sure Mike Lee is the dumbest member of Congress for blaspheming Star Wars to make a point about climate change and claiming that the way to solve climate change is by making babies. And even though he has COVID, he came to a meeting not wearing a mask. They claim that COVID-19 will be good for jobs. Nope. Mark Levin claimed that U.S. is turning into Venezuela, even though Trump is in office. They claim that we suck at dealing with COVID because freedom. Like, if you want to live in a country that can deal with COVID properly, then go to one of them freedom-hating European countries because America loves you. I don't understand. Laura Ingraham claimed that the media is trying to tank the economy. Lou Dobbs called for a war with China over COVID. Look, China fucked up and they lied about their cases, but they didn't create this COVID. Tucker Carlson claimed that Michelle Obama is destroying democracy by pushing vote by mail, which in reality is actually expanding it. Our military has done it since the end of the Civil War. You're saying that our military is destroying democracy? One of the blonde ones complained about Trump deporting immigrants. What about my au pair? Who's going to take care of my baby while I'm elsewhere? Raise your own kid. Dan Patrick once again claiming that his money is more important than your life. They claim that Laura Ingraham claimed that leftists like quarantine because it's like revenge for Kavanaugh or something. I don't know. One of the idiots claimed that telling people to stay home is class warfare instead of, keeping people safe from the COVID. Oh, Varney got offended that AOC laughed at the oil industry crash. Allow me to join you. let states go bankrupt over COVID. Let's not have states go bankrupt at all. Tucker Carlson claimed that COVID could lead to internment camps. No. Oh, they act like every single peaceful protester are violent thugs. Is there some violence? They're a minority. Most of them are peaceful protesters protesting police brutality, systemic racism, and injustice. And I am with the Black Lives Matter. They defended the Trail of Tears. They also got pissed off that Lego stopped promoting police sets in defund the police era. Stuart Varney also claimed that Republican policies prevent rioting and unrest. A Republican is in the White House, and there's riots and protests and unrest. They attacked Biden for wanting to raise corporate taxes, which most people support. Most commenters. Lou Dobbs claimed that the rumors that Trump would withdraw from the race if he dropped below 35%, fake left-wing media, even though it was reported on Fox Business. You played yourself, bitch. Jeanine Pirro claimed that Trump is fulfilling end times prophecy. You mean he's destroying the planet? Sure. She got triggered by people speaking Spanish. They also edited out a photo of Trump. Okay, Trump, Melania. There was a photo of Trump, Melania, and Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. They edited out Trump. They left Melania in, but they edited out Trump. They claim that corporations are take part of a communist revolution to overthrow capitalism, even though communism is inherently anti-corporation. Because Kavanaugh one time ruled against Donald Trump, and I guess in the tax returns, he claimed that Kavanaugh is part of the deep state. Tucker Carlson claimed that Biden and Democrats want to abolish suburbs. They claim that masks infect kids with communism. Right. That's what the masks are for. To get the impressionable youth into communism. After AOC claimed that Trump and his lackeys have committed crimes, Mark Levin, Ballistic Cake, responded that AOC would be a terrific executioner in Stalin's regime. Claiming someone commits a crime and killing people. Wow. That's a big-ass leap. Is it leap year already? Oh, Laura Ingraham and her folks claim that Trump was ambushed at the debate, even though Trump just basically fucked it up because he wouldn't shut up and he wouldn't stop saying lies. Brian Kilmeade said to treat protesters like Al-Qaeda. Drone strikes, interrogations, extrajudicial killings. Oh, they justified the Kyle Rittenhouse murders. Yep. Ingraham claimed that Dr. Fauci is Dr. Doom and working for Biden. No. Jeanine Pirro sorta made a sort of a threat. Well, maybe not a threat, but it sounded like a threat. It said that something's going to happen to Biden. He's not going to be on the ticket in November. Okay. Maria Bartiromo suggested that Fat Donnie arrest his political opponents, like a fascist. Hannity blamed the stock market crash on Obama. They pearl clutched over a CNN segment on legalized weed in Colorado. Oh, Kayleigh McEnany, who is now the press secretary, claimed that COVID-19 would never hit U.S. soil. 215,000 dead later. Oh, they pushed Obamagate, which is, I don't even know what I think at most Obamagate is about. They claim that Obama spied on Trump during the election, which turned out to be bullshit. They edited a video to remove police arresting innocent black folks. They called Dr. Fauci a fraud. Tucker Carlson claimed that Black Lives Matter is a serious attempt to end democracy and change Western civilization. White people. Geraldo Rivera also claimed that BLM wants to start a ghetto civil war. They attacked Bernie for flying on private planes. They blame the California wildfires on political correctness. Because they have what's to do with each other? They praise Trump for meeting with Kim Jong-un, but slam Obama for, making peace with Iran. They are in favor of rich fucks hoarding their wealth in late-stage capitalism, Stuart Varney. Stuart Varney also praised defense contractors for making money after Soleimani's murder. They claim that Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar have Holocaust envy. They called COVID a hoax until Trump finally acknowledged that it wasn't. They compared AOC to Hitler. That's an upgrade from when they were comparing Democrats to Mussolini. They claim that it's more important to prosecute immigrant DUIs than political crimes by Trump. Wow. They mocked, last page, they mocked wealth inequality. They defended war criminals. They threatened Nicolas Maduro with imperialist invasions. They're hypocrites when it comes to police crackdowns. So when Cliven Bundy did the whole standoff with the whole trying to graze his cattle on government property without paying taxes, they claimed, oh, the police should not get involved. But when it came to peaceful protesters, they're claiming the police should crack these people's skulls. They claim that Biden is on Adderall, which, by the way, is legal. One thing if you're like anti-cocaine, but Adderall. They attacked Biden by attacking Jamal Bowman. Stuart Varney claiming that Biden will have to be further and further to the left to the point where he's a socialist to appease a socialist. He will not. They claim that Iran is still state sponsor of terrorism. Nope, that's Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Tucker Carlson claimed that Michelle Obama called herself a victim during one of her recent speeches. She never called herself a victim. I saw it. I watched that video. They claim that they're okay with 210,000 people being dead, but Benghazi, lock her up. They got mad after Stuart Varney got mad after someone called out Trump's liars for hire. They called Cori Bush a Marxist. They whined about live fact-checking the RNC. They claimed, why didn't they do it to the DNC? Because all they gave was platitudes. Like light over darkness and all that shit. They claim that corporations need money, so end the shutdown. Oh, they attacked Joe Biden after he said the debate should be canceled after Donald Trump got COVID. Because the guy got COVID. I may not like Biden, but I don't want him spreading COVID to anyone else. I mean, already Melania's got it, now Barron's got it. Oh, they claim Biden's a socialist and a Marxist and far left and Antifa and all that shit, just like Trump. Dan Crenshaw went on there and claimed that Antifa is anarcho-fascist communist, even though communists and fascists literally went to war with each other in World War II. Tucker Carlson claimed, we don't know how George Floyd died. That's all I'm gonna do. Well, 4 years from now, I'll do a bullshit claims about bullshit Fox News claims under Biden. Anyway, stay awesome, stay progressive, and may the force be with you.